Hello Scorpio, Happy New Year. I'm Lucy Ravenstone and welcome to my channel. Hi guys. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. Let's get our guidance for this year, January. I am working with my tarot. Let's see what's in store for you. Oh, that's a great card to start with. So the layout I'm using, we are going to be doing self, current energy, moving forward. Interesting. It's pretty cool. Okay. So, first card, amazing. We had the strength card. So this is where you're at now. I feel like you have this strength within you. I feel like you have direction, Scorpio. I feel like you kind of know where you're going and you have, I kind of want to say you have a spark in you to get moving. And that's a really amazing way to start the new year. I'm loving this for January for you. I feel like you are one with the year that you had last year. You're happy with that, like you're comfortable with that. You're going to put it behind you. Anything that you've been through over the last few years, I feel like you're just ready to put that behind you and to move forward. I feel like this is a mentality that a lot of you have, Scorpio, and it's like kind of like I don't even care what happened. I'm just moving forward, and I'm just gonna be like this is your strength. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna make it happen this year, and that's the vibe I feel for you. I feel like so many of us have lost that kind of vibe because we had that, like so many people thought, 2020 was bad and we're moving on to 2021 and this is my year. Like they kept doing that, like we always do, like this is my year. And I think a lot of people have been squashed. And now for you, Scorpio, I feel like you're not letting that get to you. You're not allowing that, and I love that for you. Like that's amazing. Keep it up. Keep up that vibe. Do not let anyone squash that. Um, and I feel like you're comfortable with where you are in life. Actually, I feel like you're okay with whatever's going on, where you've been. It's like kind of the sense I get is you accept yourself for who you are. You accept what you've been through and is shaping. Like this is a very enlightened vibe of being comfortable with who you are and being comfortable, like knowing that the universe provides for you what you need as a tool. That's kind of a vibe I get here. Is like you are that. You know where you're at, and that's how you're feeling. I absolutely love that. Um, I see that you're looking forward, you're not holding on to the past. Definitely getting the same vibe with the next one. So that was Eight of Cups in reverse. To me, it's just, I just feel like you are looking forward. You are not focusing on what's behind you. You are looking ahead. To me, this is not allowing negative emotions to be with you. I just get that sense that you are looking beyond your emotions. You're seeing the bigger picture. And that, again, is really great. Yeah, I feel like you're heading towards your abundance. I do feel like because you have this kind of vision of not seeing things, not focusing on things, not allowing that focus, it could be preventing you from spending time with family or things like that. Is like appreciating the moment. I feel like you're so focused on being like ahead of yourself and being all this movement because I feel like movement with you and it's a great energy and I'm loving it and I'm not adding a negative to it because I want you to stay in that. I kind of just want to be like saying allow others to appreciate it with you and bring them with you. It's kind of the feel because I feel like you could be because everybody else is not in this mindset. I feel like there's the potential for you to allow yourself to go without because you don't want them dragging you down. That's the vibe I get, but I kind of feel like that you shouldn't necessarily brush people away. Shouldn't stop yourself from being in others' energy because I feel like your energy can be really intoxicating. You being in that mindset can be great for them too. So again, I just get this sense of not pushing people away, not stopping ourselves from enjoying times with people we love just because of that reason. And then that actually makes massive sense through these times. We are told we're not allowed to associate with certain people that have different views with us, certain people that don't have something that we have, and things like that. Like, it's a massive, major thing in society at the moment. Try not to get yourself in the negative side of that, because I feel like you're on such a good round, such a good vibe. Putting yourself in that limelight is actually turning it toxic, and you don't want to do that. Remember to still be compassionate, still be loyal and true to the people that you love. Okay, so moving now on to current energy, where you're at, what's happening right now. We have Queen of Wands here. Sorry, but I'm kind of getting distracted. Again, I get this sense of you, your abundance. I feel like you are not, again, you're not able to appreciate things around you. And this really is coming with the vibe that I got from the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Again, we have Queen of Wands in reverse. And I just feel like you are keeping yourself away from your abundance. Like, you are actively just staying away from what you desire, kind of thing, a little bit, actually, which is kind of a strange feeling. I kind of get a sense of, and it's not in the image, I might be able to show you, the lighting might be okay. So we're reversed. So for upright, she has a dragon, and it's kind of wrapping around her, and to me that is her kind of support. To me, that's a support. Now in reverse, I'm seeing it actually kind of snaky. I see it snaking. This is what's catching my eye here. And to me, that is very much like so. To me, obviously, the symbolism of snake is a positive for me, but this to me is feeling more of like a societal snake. I feel like you're allowing the snakiness to, like, I want to say, get in your way. I feel like you're allowing this snakiness to be who you are. And this kind of goes with, I have this strength, like, you feel on top of the world. Now, this, for example, if we see it as the strength being the Leo card, so Leos are very prideful. Leos are very much egotistical in that sense. That can be their toxic trait if they are unbalanced, right? That is the vibe I'm getting with this. I feel like that there's that kind of egotisticalness that you might actually allow to be who you are now. That's what you're allowing into your energy and into your circle. Now, this is actually stopping you from actually having what you want, reaching your goals, because you are in a great energy to be moving towards them. You have got, you're not focusing on the bad, you are moving forward, you're not allowing that to drag you down, but you're also not witnessing and seeing the positives that are going to help you move forward. You're not actually embracing them in the way that is a positive way to me. Like, I feel like everything that's in this energy right now is kind of making you act in a very like bad limelight for others looking in. And I'm not saying act in a way that's going to make others okay with you, because that's not okay, and we don't let other people dim our shine. That's not what I'm saying here. Is that, like, I actually feel like the energy here is that the way you're acting is not good for you in your world. To be able, if you wish to get your abundance, to me, this, like, I feel like there is goals in that you could be achieving, but this is actually just going to prevent you from having that. I kind of get this sense of needing to be, like, spending time with people, but that your snakiness is probably going to be, for example, going to a party. Sometimes you go to a party and there's somebody who ruins it, and you all go home because someone got in a fight with so-and-so over their ex, and now that everyone just left because it all went major and it was so dangerous and stuff, like, everyone left, or they just didn't want to be in that energy. I feel like you would be that person who started the fight, or be a person that, someone started a fight with, that people left. Like, you're that energy right now in what's happening, and nobody wants to be that energy. So be aware of that, Scorpio. Be careful here. The next one we have is Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and I guess this, to me, is like, what I'm feeling is that your luck is not there for you to embrace. I don't feel like you are being your lucky self. To me, this is actually I feel like you're just in reverse, and you're in this energy where you're hindering yourself. And I get it, just feels egotistical. It's kind of like we're just allowing that side of ourselves to shine more than your true kind of emotional self. Again, the emotions are behind you, and I feel like that means sometimes if we are not fully one with our emotions, that can actually be a negative thing because we are not being compassionate of others, we are not being thoughtful, we are not actually taking into consideration how we feel about something, we're just acting upon impulse. So that can be dangerous for ourselves. But again, we have Five of Wands. I get that this is a sociable time. I kind of think that's what made me think of parties. I felt really that you're going to be having gatherings, and perhaps there's kind of a hiccup here. So keep that in mind if you have something coming up. That there could be a hiccup, or just, and it could just be something really tiny, like, you know, that you go with a group of friends or you go with a partner, and there's a hiccup, whether you have an argument with your partner, it ruins your night. I just feel like something is going to be triggered, but I kind of feel like really it may be yourself, like you are actually at fault. So kind of keep that in mind, because that's something we don't actively, like any of us in the world. I feel like it's not typical that we go to blaming ourselves, other than when we go into self-doubts and self-blame. I feel like we don't own up to our mistakes because we are so in that reactive, in that defensive. And this is what I feel for you, is to acknowledge, would be a great thing. I feel something bubbling below the surface, so I feel like something is coming up for you this month. In January, for things to happen in January, when we're all about New Year's resolutions, you're all on this drive and this passion, and for something to hiccup and bump that, that to me is the universe's way of showing you that something's not in alignment. So whatever it is that comes up for you personally, Scorpio, take that into consideration of what that means for you that needs to be aligned. So really focus on what happened, what emotions you felt, what emotions that other people were bringing to you, why it happened. Like, this is what I like to, I'm literally, I mean, I'm a Taurus, and I very much am in my own head, and I think, and that's my spirituality for myself, is to hermit and think on things, and then I come out shining brighter once I have figured things out in my head. And I feel like this is a good time for you to actually just check in with yourself of like what is not in alignment based on the situation of what occurs. I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you with my other deck to pair with these. I just did it with Cancer, and it actually worked out really lovely with it. So again, pay attention to your dreams. You are being guided. I do feel like there's an acknowledgement here for you to make. This can be that you know, your guides are, yeah. Again, your next card is ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. You're being divinely guided right now. Anything that happens is going to be a push, because if you're not listening, they're going to shove it in your face. So bear in mind, if you are actively being ignorant and you are leaving everything behind you and not seeing things in front of you, as much as just looking ahead, because we have to be in the present as well. But know that you are protected. But again, all three cards that came out is that you are being divinely guided. Pay attention to your dreams. This typically means that, for example, our angels can appear in our dreams, and they're going to, and they're giving us signs and helping guide us. Kind of prophetic dreams, if you get them, would be a thing. So really, you know, pay attention to your dreams, literally. But it is, you're being sent messages, you're being guided. Again, ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. They're asking you to ask and listen, reach out. Your children are watched over by angels. This is saying that they're angels with you, they're angels with your family, your friends, you're being guided. Like, all three of those kind of signs indicate that. So I definitely feel like this is a major time for you to pay attention, because you are being guided. Be aware of a sneaky behaviour. I do get a sense with you that this is you, and this is Seven of Swords, and to me this comes when there is something sneaky, snaky, something that you might need to be aware of. And to me, I just get this sense that self-awareness is be aware of being a sneaky snakey. So be conscious of that. I do feel like as well of getting caught. So if there is something that you are kind of been keeping down, I feel like the universe is going to reveal things at the moment. And so be aware of that you might want to just do whatever you need to do to sweep and clean up. Keep that in mind. because I just feel a sense of this is self of getting caught, or doing something just underhanded, maybe being snaky. That snaky energy is sticking with me even in this card, and again, it just feels like um, being aware we don't want to be that sneaky. Okay, so the next card, all three of these came out together. We have the Death card, so this is new beginnings. This is letting go of something. To me, definitely for the reading we've been doing, it's letting go of a behavior, of an attitude, letting go of things that are hindering us and keeping us from feeling that abundance of reaching the goals we wish to reach. Definitely get the sense of that. If you look at the imagery on the Death card, I love that. But it has a thread that is loosening, and I feel like this is it. Is you need to cut that cord to that kind of behavior and move forward. January is the best time for this. We're making New Year's resolutions and we're creating a good change. This is your change. I've been doing the flip the switch things for everybody. It's sort of come up. This would be it. It's changing that aspect, that quality that is hindering you. Three of Wands. To me, this is you have that within you. This is taking action to make sure you get there. And again, I get she's using her wand and she's releasing. She's releasing like no, the lighting is not going to show you the light. What she's releasing in her wand. No, you're not going to see it. Okay, so she is releasing a light on her wand, and this is what I feel like it is for you, is releasing again of emotions, releasing things, taking action to purposely, putting down her broom. I feel like this is you putting down that, you kind of like, to me, it's putting down what you believe is your tool. It's putting that aside, because you don't need it. I feel like this is a time to, put down our swords, put down our wands, put down our attitude, whatever you believe is what has led you there. And it's actually facing, I feel like it's facing an aspect that's going to help bring improvements. So keep that in mind, Scorpio. Ace of Swords. So with this card, the vibe I get from this card for me, with this deck, so I'm just readjusting, the seat is not comfortable, is it's like taking action for me. And even though with this, it's like facing the challenge. I feel like you're up for the challenge, but I feel like this is future energy. This is what we need to move forward for me, for you, in this column. And to me, this is you needing to take up the challenge and actively do the work that you need to do. I feel like you're ready for it though. I feel like there's a number of things, of avenues for you to go, of what may get you there. Think spiritual, think nurturing. For example, sometimes there's a reason we are acting a certain way. So this is what the going within, this is what seeing ourselves as we are is. It's not about focusing on a negative. For example, let's stick with the snaky feel because that's what was with me. So, okay, I've been rather snaky lately. How can I change that? We could go like, oh, I have been a real bitch to that person. Excuse my language. I have been really mean to my mom. I've done this. Like you acknowledge and you say it. So you could go down and be like, oh my god, I'm a horrible person. But you're in this energy where you need to stay currently. It's like, no, you're not that person. There's a reason of why that is your drive at the moment, of why that's the current energy. So it's acknowledging that energy and figuring out the avenues that you need to take to get you out of that zone, to get you out of that headspace. So I definitely get this sense of nurture here, to get you into that place. I'm going to pull some cards for this column for you. Here we go. The person you're asking about is trustworthy. So again, for self, definitely feels like this is a thing. This card comes to say, like, you're coming from a place of love. So again, I get that nurturing sense of realizing that you're not a horrible person, and that kind of thing. But my hair is drying and going frizzy. I just caught my reflection. I just had a shower before this and I haven't had time to do my hair. Admit the truth and act accordingly. So again, this was upside down, so this is important. It's realizing things, admitting it, and act upon it. So keep that in mind, and especially with that sneaky behavior, that lying, cheating, stealing kind of vibe that comes with that card. To me, This is admitting it and being able to face it and do what you need to do. I feel like if you do get caught, because I had that caught vibe with that card, kind of facing up to it and dealing with it, you know, don't shove it under the rug kind of vibe. This is admitting it and dealing with, act accordingly. Keep being that strength, keep being that lion that knows that you can deal with anything that comes your way. That is the vibe I would like to stay in, because it is a really good vibe that can get us through anything. Forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. This may bring vulnerability toward you. You have done nothing wrong, you're doing the best you can. Now, we all make mistakes, we all do things that maybe we shouldn't, or are a little bit underhanded, because that's the energy that we're in, and that's just what comes our way. The idea of it is not to dwell on that, the idea is to grow within that. There's a reason things happen, and if we need to change things up, we change things up. You are not stuck where you are. You're not stuck as you are. You are not just who you are, so everyone has to put up with it. Like, that is not an energy we're in. We are beings. We are, like, the universe works in circles and cycles, and that's what we do as people. We grow, we come in a cycle, we go back and forth. So we go through our negatives, we allow bad habits in, and we grow from that. And we get high, we get happy, we come down again because we realize that there is still growth here. It's constant growth. We are not just going to grow into something and stay in that position ever. We're going to cycle it out. So where you are now is not where you're going to always be. And you are not just who you are. Who you were 10 years ago is not who you are now. You're not that young person who made mistakes and did stupid decisions. However, that energy is part of who you are. So if you find you are making similar mistakes, you can deal with it different than that version of you did, because you have grown, you have cycled up. You're coming back down now to learn something new from this experience if you're experiencing something very much the same. So keep that in mind, Scorpio. Now your future card is Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So again, I feel like you have all of this abundance around you. You have it. Your goals are there. I definitely get this sense of you needing to set goals to achieve them. It does feel like that there are not, like, to me this isn't future card, because I feel like this is potential future. I mean, they always are anyway with tarot, but to me very much a potential future is that you could have everything you want, and you can get there, but I feel like this is putting in the work with this card. Oh, excuse me, burping. Let me just pull a card along with that one for you. Romance angels are helping. So you have guidance and you have love with you, and actually a good route to take is that working with love, is knowing that everything you do comes from a place of love, and everything others do does, for the most part. I mean, some people are just nasty little pieces of work. But this is saying everything you're working with, to take that approach of love for you, Scorpio. I do get the sense of there being something to deal with where there could be more than one person involved that shouldn't be involved. This is admitting the truth and act accordingly. This is basically stopping you from having the family and the life you want, is because you're... And actually what's coming into me right now, so Scorpio, one of you watching this could be related. It's kind of like a scenario where there's a relationship that maybe there's one more person than there should be. Obviously, if you're poly, it could just be that the dynamic is that someone shouldn't be in that mix, or there is something off here. If whatever relationships you have, like this is your own personal journey. Personally, I feel like there's something off here with a relationship, because I feel like it's stopping you from having the life you want. It's stopping you from what is. And again, what's coming through to me is kind of like, this might not be for everybody. It could be okay for them, but for you personally, Scorpio, I feel like this is wrong. Shouldn't be. It's stopping you from getting what you need. It's keeping you from that abundance. So when we say abundance, it could be financially and that, but to me, this is very much like, I get this sense of family, of friends, of loved ones, and I feel like whatever's going on here is preventing you from that. So that's a good insight moving forward of what may be in the way. If something is not in alignment, something is off. It could be a person, could be a relationship. It could be as well, actually, something that's coming to me now is a similar vibe, that perhaps you're in a toxic relationship that's keeping you from your friends and family. And it's you admitting that and facing it. That definitely comes with that lying, cheating, stealing vibe as well. That not being you, but it being you. Because in that vibe, if you are in a toxic relationship, you are lying to yourself, you're cheating yourself of a life you could have because you believe that you've got yourself into a situation where they're in control of you. You're not in control anymore. And I feel like that is it. It could be that they are cheating on you, lying and stealing, and you need to admit and face that as well, because I get the sense of getting caught out, and that getting caught out could be actually catching on to it. So keep that in mind as well. Definitely get a relationship vibe here for many of you, Scorpio, and I get more than one person involved. I get a little arguments, disputes that's going to trigger you onto a healing journey. So keep that in mind, Scorpio. Thank you very much for listening. I'm just going to pull a past life card for you. Past life cards, to me, I'm pulling this card as a New Year's resolution kick, so it can help us figure out what we need to be looking at for our New Year's resolutions. So basically, with past life cards, they reveal what we bring with us from our past lives. It can be a blessing, it can be a trauma that we need to help work on within this life. It can also give insight as to why we are going through what we're going through in this lifetime. So let's see what's in store for you. Father, okay, so you might have daddy issues. This could totally come with relationship vibe as well, because sometimes we have issues with our dad, that plays in with the male roles that we have in our lives, or the more dominant role. Obviously it doesn't have to be male. However, with this card, that's kind of the sense I'm getting here. So certain Scorpios watching this could very much be related, and triggering what needs to trigger for you. As I'm looking at the card, actually, I get the sense of holding. This could be a fact, like a loss of a father has made you be more kind of dominant for someone, for one of you, because that's kind of really sticking with me. But with this card, basically, it means that we may have been with our dad in a past life. The dad we have now is the dad we had in a past life. It can mean that we have issues with our father. So this could be applied to the reading as well. And it's basically, this is sort of saying that these are things that you need to realize, work on. For example, like I had issues with my dad. My parents split when I was really young, and they've always been co-parenting. It's been great, but when I became a teenager, I kind of started resenting him, realizing that many things were off with our relationship, and I kind of resented him for a long time, up until probably the last 5 years or so. And then we worked on it together. We both talked about things and we got everything out, and that forgiveness and that those barriers opened, and I was able to work on that for myself so that there are no longer issues in my today life. And that's the kind of vibe with that card, is that exact energy. So yeah, put that where you need to within your circle in your lifetime. But yes, I get this sense of reaching out for a father. It can be as well, like, for somebody, your dad is with you right now, guiding you, being that guide throughout this, with those cards saying you're divinely guided. If you have lost your dad, he's potentially with you, helping you through the struggles as well. So that's very interesting. Lots of layers here for you, Scorpio. I feel like this is applying to so many of you. It's kind of amazing, because I'm just getting stories just filtering through me of how this can apply, and that hasn't really happened much with other readings I've done for January. They've been pretty straightforward, but for you, Scorpio, like, there's just so many ways this can apply that I feel like this is actually some strong stuff, some strong work. So thank you, Scorpio. Thank you for coming. Please subscribe to my channel for all future updates, and that will help me out and make me happy. Thank you very much, and thanks for watching. Happy New Year.